Hello everyone, welcome to Code Freshly Juiced, and today we will take a look at all the operators blocks in Scratch. In our last video, we talked about the sensing blocks in Scratch. You can find this video by clicking the I in the top right corner. Before we get started, I just want to say I don't know how to use these three blocks down here, blank mod blank, round blank, and whatever this is of blank. If you would like to learn how to use them, ask me in the comments down below, and I will privately give you a link that brings you to a website that teaches you how to use them. So now, without further ado, let's get started. First, we have these four blocks. Blank plus blank, blank minus blank, blank times blank, and blank divided by blank. So if I were to just make a little script here, I'm going to make one real quick and then teach you about them. So we drag that in. Variables. I already created an extra variable just for the sake of this program. Now we're going to drag that down here. There. Go to looks. Drag in say blank for blank seconds. We'll say yes for 1 second. Now we go to operators. I'll teach you about this equals block too. We're learning that later. Now we do this, clean up. There we go. Okay, my variable in there, test in there, in there, clean up again. Now we're ready. So first we have the blank plus blank block. What this does is it adds two things together. That's what plus does. So if my variable and test is equal to 50, then it'll say yes for 1 second. So if I set my variable, and now we set this test, make this 20, and we make this 29. Now we set both of those. 20 plus 29 obviously equals 49. So if we click this, nothing should happen. Nothing is happening, as you can see on the stage there. If I had to set 29 to 30, oops, I keep forgetting to set it. I always do that. Yes. If it goes any higher, if we set this to 31, so now it's 51, nothing happens because it's not equal to 50. If I were to change this number to 51, then it works. But I'm keeping it 50. Next, we have the blank minus blank block. What this does is it's the same thing. If something minus something, it's something minus something. It's what subtraction does. I feel like I'm teaching math right now. So if my variable minus test is equal to 50, then say yes for 1 second. Right now, nothing's happening because I'm not clicking. I just realized that now. Okay. Right now, if I were to click this, nothing were to happen because 20 minus 30 is equal to, I drag that out of there, negative 10. But if we were to change 20 to 70, now it's 70 minus 30. Still doesn't work because that would be 40. If we drag this out of here, click it, it says 40. Now I have to change it to 80. Click that. Now it works. See? Because 80 minus 30 is equal to 50. You can even look that up on a calculator or whatever. I'm not lying. This would not lie. So that's what that does. Next is the blank times blank block. Now I'll drag you in there. So what this does is it multiplies two numbers or whatever together. We'll set this to 5. We all know 5 times 5 equals 25. So if I click this, actually I have to click these first, set those both to 5. If I click this, nothing should happen because that's only half of what we need. If I were to set the 5 to 10, and I'll set that. Okay, 10 times 5 is equal to 50. Now it works. It basically multiplies two things together. And you can probably guess what's going to happen with the division block. You guessed it, I think. The same thing. It's just going to divide two things. So if we take 100 divided by 2, not 22. Look it up on a calculator. 100 divided by 2, obviously, is 50. So if I click this, it should say yes. But if I set this to 200, it still says no. Actually, it doesn't say anything. Because 200 divided by 2 is only 100. Only. Okay, that's what those do. Next, I'm going to keep those there because I'm going to need them again. Next is pick random 1 to 10. If I had to click this, change this to 1. Actually, it's already 1. Change 10 to 2. Now we make this 2. There we go. So what I just created here, let's clean these up again. What I just created here is a little mini script. Every time I click this, it's going to pick a random number, 1 or 2. If the answer is 2, then it'll say yes. So if I click this, he said yes because it picked 2. Nothing happened. He picked 1. 1, 1, 2. 2, 2 again. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. You can create so many things with the pick random block. I actually used it in one of my earlier videos. I'm going to set this back to 50. Okay. That's what that does. Next is greater than, less than, and equal to. Drag greater than in there. Or drag test into there, and my variable into there. There we go. So if we clean this up again, I love this feature, clean up blocks. Okay. What I've just made here is if my variable is greater than test, then say yes. Right now it is. 200 is obviously greater than 2. So if I click this, yes. If I were to set my variable to 1, it's still, oops, did I even set it? No, I didn't. There, now nothing happens because 1 is obviously less than 2. What if I were to set both to 2? Is 2 greater than 2? Obviously not. That's what the equals block is for. Okay, I'm going to switch those. Next is less than. You can use less than too. It's just if you use greater, well, they can be used for different things, really. So if my variable is greater than test, then, if my variable is less than test, then say yes for 1 second. Right now, they're the same, so nothing's going to happen. Actually, I have to click that. Nothing's going to happen because they're the same. Set my variable to 10, nothing else should happen. So let's set it, nothing. It has to be 1 because no number is less than 2, then 1, 0, or the negatives. But I'm not going to show those. I'm only going to use real numbers. So we're going to set test to 10,000, let's say, and set my variable to 9,999, it still works. Because as long as it's 1 less than the number you're asking, it will work. Finally, we have the equals block. What this does is if two things are equal to each other, then do some. No, just test if two things are equal to each other. That's what the if-then block is for. Right now, nothing's happening because test and my variable are not equal. 10,000 and 900 are definitely not equal. Or 9,999, not 900. Set this to 10,000. Set. Click it. It only works if they're equal. So if you make this 1.0000000, lots of zeros, lots and lots and lots of zeros, all the way over to here, 1. That's like, actually, I don't know. If you can figure out what this number here is, 1 point, all these zeros, 1, please tell me in the comments down below. I would actually like to know that. So all that, and now we do this 1, it's still not going to work because, oh, wait, it did work, didn't it? But it's not equal. Oh, okay, I get it. So if I were to actually, just a 1.9, set it, now click it again. No, it doesn't work. So 0.00000000, all those zeros, 1, is too close for it to count it as a different number. So that's what that does. Next is a new block. Blank and blank. Actually, I have to drag you into there, and then drag you into there, and put you in there. Oops, that was supposed to happen. Put you in there, put test into, oh, never mind. So I forgot I have to put Boolean blocks in there. Okay, test in here, my variable in there. I'll change this to 20, let's say, and this to 3. So what I've just made here is if my variable is equal to 20, actually, I should explain the block first, shouldn't I? This is the blank and blank block. It only activates if 2 things are happening at the same time. So like this, if my variable is equal to 20 and test is equal to 3, actually, I'll just put that in there by itself. I don't even need the equals block. Then say yes for 1 second. So right now, make my variable 19 and test 3. Put those together because it's actually just easier. Right now, my variable is 19 and test is 3. If I click this, nothing should happen. Because test, yes, test is correct, but my variable isn't. And again, like I said before, and only activates if 2 things are happening at the same time. So I have to set 19 to 20. Set. Yes, because both 20 and 3 are the same. If I set this to 7, let's say, nothing would happen. Both things have to happen at the same time. Next is blank or blank. Just like the and block, what this one does is instead of waiting for both to be present, it waits till one of them is present, then works. Right now it should work because 20 is yes, but test is not. It works because 20 is. I said that a little weird, didn't I? So, what I meant to say was 20, my variable is equal to 20. Test is not equal to 3. This OR block only activates if one of them or both of them. If you do both the same, so if I were to set this to 3 set, and I click this, even though they're both what it says, it still activates. What it does is it waits till at least one is active, then continues. Yeah. Okay. So let's get rid of that. I'm going to keep that up there, actually. I'm going to keep these here just in case, because I'm pretty sure I will be needing those later. So for my next one, it's a little... Actually, I won't be needing these later. I won't need you. I won't need you. I won't need you. There we go. So if I go to more extensions, I need this for explaining my next block because it's just easier. Get text to speech. There it is. Set voice to tenor. There we go. Speak hello. Okay. What I have here is the join apple banana block. So what this does is it joins two things together. So if I click this, it'll say
Hello.
hello, obviously. If I were to put this in here, it'll say apple, banana,
Apple, banana.
apple, banana.
Apple, banana.
There you go. If I were to put a comma before banana, so right now they're not necessarily joined, but the comma should still work because it's joining the two together. So if I click it,
Apple, banana.
so they're not the same thing, but they're still connected. I'm going to make a little thing here just to show you. I see your username is... Now I'm going to go back to sensing. We learned about this block last time. It's the username block. You can find that video by clicking the I in the top right corner. Or, actually no, just go to my channel. It's way easier, guys. See, username is username, comma, space. That is so cool. Exclamation point. So what this will do is it'll speak. I see your username is, whatever your username is, so mine's code freshly juiced. That is so cool. The join block joins all three of those together. So let's listen.
I see your username is code freshly juiced. That is so cool.
I heard a little bit of crackling there. Let's try that again.
I see your username is code freshly juiced. That is so cool.
Less crackling that time, but I'll leave it. It basically just joins two things together. Get rid of that. Go back to operators. Here we go. We don't need you anymore. So what this does is, so if I put that back in there, I knew it. I knew it was gonna need another one of these. What this does is, if letter 1 of apple is equal to A, which it is, say yes for 1 second. Yes, because apple starts with A. If I were to change apple to pear, letter 1 of pear is definitely not A, it's P. If I click this, nothing should happen. Because, so test letter 1 of whatever you want to type. So if I were to do ask what's your name and wait, right? And then do if letter 1 of answer is equal to B, then say yes. No, then say I knew it started with B. If I were to click this, what's your name? I want to say John. Why not? This is a random name. John. Nothing happens. If I were to click this, now change it to Billy. My name is Billy. Why not? I knew it started with B. So it basically tests if letter 1 of anything is equal to whatever you want. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep that. So now we do length of apple. I'm going to make a list. We'll call it my list. So my variable. So that's my list here. I'll explain lists in a further video. Actually, I think I'm going to do it. No, next video is going to be variables. The one after that is going to be lists. And I won't do my blocks, but if I get enough requests in the comments down below, I will. So if you want me to explain my blocks in a further tutorial, just tell me in the comments and I will do it. So length of list, add, let's insert add thing to my list. Okay. There we go. Now we drag the my list block in there. 2, 3. So if we add thing to my list and click this, nothing should happen because the length of my list block, the length of whatever block, test to see if the length of my list here is any specific length. Right now it's not, obviously. So I added thing. Now if we add bro, nothing happens if I click this again because it's still not 3. If I had to change this to 2, then it would say, but length of my list is 2. If length of my list is 2, why not just drag this in here just because I can? Actually, I'll just not use this. There. If I just got rid of that because it was being annoying. If I were to click this, then it would say the length of my list. 9. What? Length equals 2. But it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does this make sense to you guys? If you could figure out what this thing means by length of my list is equal to 9, I don't get that. Like, you can all clearly see that this says 2 things. Thing and bro. Down here, it even says length, 2. But if I click this, it says 9. So, you know what? That's stupid. I'm not even gonna try that one. Next one is apple contains A. If I go back to variables, drag my list into here. Apple, my list contains, let's make it sensing username. There we go. Right now it does it. So if I click this, it says false. Well, thank God one of them is working. If I were to add Billy to the list, it still says false. I'm going to make that way smaller. Like that. If I were to add, let's say, code freshly juiced to it, that's not my username. My username is up here. It's code freshly juiced, all 1 capital for each letter, CFJ, no spaces. So if I were to click this, it should still say false. False. What if I were to do code freshly juiced? So now it's my username, except it doesn't have the capitals. If I were to click this, true, because it doesn't count capitals apparently now. So delete my list. Why did I just do that? Delete that. There we go. Well, that's the end of the list there. So I guess that's all I have for you today. If you want to learn how to use mod, round, and whatever this is, ask me in the comments down below, and I will give you the link to the Scratch Wiki, a website that teaches you how to use those blocks. But for now, I hope you all enjoy your code freshly juiced. Every single part of you.